Welcome back, guys. So we finally made it to the last Day Zero build for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that is Wingnut Mechanical Genius. It's been a long road, feels shorter than the last time, but we are finally here, we finally made it. So let's dive in. Wingnut is a 6 hand size 30 health character with the Inventor and Mutant traits, Air and Void symbols. Wingnut has 2 abilities. The first is Enhance once per turn, change this attack's zone to high, it gets +1 or -1 speed. So, once per turn, if all you got is high blocks, you can guarantee you're going to block something. Or you could have a little bit of zone mix up yourself. And then response, after your attack deals damage, choose one. Build one tech card with a difficulty of 3 or less from your hand, so a backup, an asset, a foundation. Any of those that has a difficulty of 3 or less, you just get to free put it down. Or seal one rival foundation. Seal that foundation again at the beginning of your rival's next turn. So not only do they not get it on your turn, they don't get it on their next turn. So that is really frustrating. You can just try to shut off all of their abilities as much as possible. So Wingnut just wants to have a little zone mix-up, free build some tech cards, and just mess with your rival's stage. So to do that, here's our attacks. We have Disabling Jab, a 5/2, 5 mid for 5, 1 mid block, and the tech keyword. Blitz, spend 1 momentum, your rival discards 1 card, seal 1 rival foundation. So any foundation not sealed by Wingnut themselves is going to unseal at the end of the turn. However, being able to discard a rival card from their hand kind of makes it easier for your attacks to hit, so you can seal all of their stuff. So this is really good. And the response, after you block with this card, flip the blocked attack. So this is an ability that activates after the block successfully checks before the damage step. So you flip the attack before it can deal damage, and since it's a 1 mid block, that is a very powerful defensive ability. Next, we have arguably one of the best cards in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set, Wingnut's Sabotage, a 4/3, 4/4 with a 1 high block and the tech keyword. As a static ability, which means it is always active, your rival cannot play enhance abilities during this attack. They can play responses, but they don't get to interact with this with any enhances, which is nuts. We have Blitz, commit 1 rival asset. So even if they could use the enhanced ability, they won't get to use it on any further attacks. And then Blitz, if your rival has at least 1 or more sealed cards in their stage, this attack gets +2 speed and +2 damage. Sorry, I've got cat hair flying all over the place. So this could become a 6 high 6 on a 4 diff if your rival has at least 1 sealed foundation. And you can commit a rival asset so they can't use that asset's ability for the rest of the turn. This is a very, very powerful card, especially considering the fact that your rival isn't allowed to interact during its enhanced step. Hugely powerful card. Next we have Biting Dagger, a 4/3, 4 mid for 4 with a 1 mid block, EX3 and weapon. EX3 being an enhanced that says spend any number of momentum, and for each momentum spent, this attack gets +3 speed. So Wingnut wants their attacks to hit, this one's gonna hit. And then response, after you play this card, seal 1 rival foundation. So this doesn't just mean as an attack, it just says as this card. So if you block with this card, you get to seal a rival foundation. So Wingnut is just going to be shutting your rival's stage off left and right, which is incredibly powerful. Next up we have Bubble Restraint. This is a 6/3, 3 low for 6 with a 3 mid block and the throw keyword. So a throw, as a static, will always deal half damage rounded up even if it's completely blocked. And Wingnut just needs the attack to do damage. Doesn't say non-throw. So this is a great opening card because it says it's an enhance. If your rival tries to block this attack with a foundation card, that block modifier gets +3. So let's just take Above the City here for an example. If they try to block with Above the City, because it's a low block on a low attack, the block modifier becomes +5. So you are almost guaranteed to try to rip an attack card out of your rival's hand to try to block with this card. It is incredibly powerful. And then as a response, after this attack deals damage, which as a throw, it's 95% guaranteed to deal damage, your rival's block modifiers get +1 for the rest of the turn. So you open with a bubble restraint, not only are you almost guaranteed to seal a rival foundation or free build a tech card, you're making all of their blocks harder, which is going to make it easier for all of your other attacks to hit. Next we have Seafood Slugger, a 4/3, 3 low for 4 with a 2 low block and the punch keyword. As a static, if this card is added to your momentum, add it face up. So unlike most cards that go to your momentum at the end of the turn, that go face down, this one goes face up in your momentum. And while it's in your momentum, it has access to a First Form ability. A First Form is the first thing you do after you draw your hand for your turn. So First Form, momentum, seal 1 rival foundation. Before anything happens, turn 1 foundation off. Incredible. And then enhance if you have more momentum than your rival, destroy 1 rival asset, or add the top card of your deck to your momentum face up. So this is the only face up momentum card we have in this deck, but that's a free momentum we can get for an EX, or for disabling Jab's ability. Or we can destroy any rival asset before they get to play any abilities on it. Cape of No Return, Idenbox, Dr. Ichigaki. We can stop any powerful assets our rival has right at the beginning. And lastly, for our attacks, we have Mechazoid Onslaught. This is a 6/3, 4 low for 4, 2 low block with Ally and Tech. As a blitz, we search our deck or discard pile for 1 copy of Mechazoid and build it. Then this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each copy of Mechazoid in our stage. So it's a 4 low 4. It's guaranteed going to be a 5 low 5 because we're going to build at least 1 Mechazoid. But the more Mechazoids we have, the stronger and faster this card becomes, and it's really, really going to pay off. So that's our attack lineup. We're mainly a low attack deck, but we do have a bit of a mix-up with our mids and 1 high. But remember that we can always change our lows. If our rival sees that we're playing a lot of low attacks, they can hold a lot of low blocks. And then we can surprise change one of them to a high attack and then give it 1 speed with Wingnut. So you can do this all low zones, so your rival gets rid of their high blocks, and then just change one of them to a high once per turn and pretty much guarantee it's going to hit. Onto our non-attack cards, we have our asset, Donnie's Bowstaff, a 0/5 with a 3 mid-block, Breaker 2. Breaker 2 means if you block with this card successfully, your rival's next check is going to get -2. So that check failing that check will end their combat phase. That's a great way to try to lower your chances of being strung out on against your opponent. And then as an enhance, we get to just add this card to our hand from our stage. So if we just need an emergency block, we can just pick it right up. Then we have Exterminate Mutants. This is a 5/6 with no block. It's an action. It's a scheme, which means as a static, it does not count towards progressive difficulty. So we don't have to worry about counting this when we're adding up all of our difficulty for our string turn. As a first form, so again, the first thing we do during our turn after we draw our cards for our hand, we mill 3. So that's how we play this card. We play it to mill 3, which is just discarding the top 3 cards of our deck. As an enhance in our card pool during our turn, we just get to build a copy of Mechazoid from our discard pile. So this is a great way to boost the power of Mechazoid Onslaught if we wanted to play this, granted 6 difficulty move, later in the string. And of course, that's why we have Mechazoid. This is a backup with 2 difficulty, 5 control, a 2 mid block, 4 stamina. It's got Ally and Tech, so this is something we can also free build in with Wingnut if our attack deals damage. As a static, we may include up to 8 copies of this card into our deck. So instead of the maximum 4, it's maximum 8. Our ability to treat this card as an asset. I don't think we're running any cards that really care about assets on our side, but that's still cool. As an enhance on our attack, we can commit Mechazoid. Our rival has to commit 1 foundation. So another good way to guarantee your attacks hit is committing your opponent's entire stage so that they can't block very easily. So having Exterminate Mutants, Mechazoid Onslaught, even Wingnut themselves building Mechazoids into our stage mid-turn so that on our next attack we can commit and force our rival to commit more cards is incredibly powerful. That is going to allow so much damage to get through. And then as a response, after this card is destroyed, draw one card and discard one card. So we get a bit of cycle draw if our rival decides to attack our Mechazoids instead of us, so that they can prevent us from tapping their entire stage down. And then to our foundations, we have Above the City, a 2/5, 2 low block. As a response, after we play this card, we get to look at the top card of our deck. That's after we play it as a form when we're trying to build out. We can check the top card of our deck and see if we can play one more card. Or enhance, and as an enhance, we can commit it. This attack is +2 or -2 speed. So good speed hate, good speed reduction boost. And after we play it as a block as well, we get to check the top card of our deck and see what we're checking for our next block. Next we have Wingnut's Warning, a 1/5 with a 3 mid block, Breaker 1 and Tech. So this is another card we can free build in with Wingnut. As a response, flip after you play a block, it gains Breaker 1. So we can block with this card to get Breaker 1, and we can build it to give any block Breaker 1. Very, very powerful here. Next we have Code Edits, a 3/5 with a 1 mid block, Unique and Tech. Our abilities treat this card as an asset, we're not worried about that. But as a response, we can flip this card after our rival plays a Blitz ability, cancel that ability. Blitz abilities are really hard to deal with, there's not a lot that cancels them. I think there's only like 3 cards other than this one that can actually interact with Blitz abilities. So this is a very powerful card that you can build in with Wingnut. Such as Reboot, a 2/5 with a 2 high block and the Tech keyword. Enhance Sacrifice, return this attack to its printed speed and damage. Your rival may discard one attack or backup card to cancel this effect. So if your rival's not running any backup cards, they have to get rid of an attack in their hand in order to stop this attack from being returned to its printed stats, which is really, really powerful. That is saying that's one less attack you have to deal with in a turn. So really, really good card here. Next we have Dedicate Your Heart, a 3/5 with a 3 low block. Enhance once per turn, sacrifice 1 foundation, ready 1 foundation that has not been readied this combat phase. So this allows us to string out a little longer, or perhaps block a little better. And then as a Deadlock Enhance, we can flip this card to clear any 2 cards from our card pool. Deadlock means your rival has at least 11 foundations, so if they don't have at least 11 foundations, you're not allowed to use this Deadlock Enhance. Next we have Moment of Normalcy, a 2/5 with a 3 high block, Unique. Enhance Commit, return this attack to its printed speed or damage. Excuse me, just woke up this morning. So this is kind of like a reboot that your rival doesn't really get to interact with. And it returns to printed speed, so you can try to block easier, or printed damage if you're just going to take it on the chin and take a little bit less damage. Next we have Tinker's Touch, a 2/5, 2 high block, with the Tech keyword. Enhance, flip, remove 1 card from your discard pile. Your Tech or Weapon attack gains EX2, Powerful 3, or Stun 1. So you can give any of your Tech or Weapon attacks a very powerful ability. And those would be our Disabling Jab, our Wingnut Sabotage, our Biting Dagger, and Mechazoid Onslaught. So basically we remove any card from our discard pile, we can give EX2, which is spend any number of momentum as an enhance, and you get +2 speed for each momentum spent. Powerful 3, which is the same thing but for damage, we can spend our momentum to gain 3 damage for each momentum spent. Or Stun 1, which means we can force our rival to commit a foundation. So imagine you have some momentum stored up, and you just give Wingnut Sabotage Powerful 3. So your rival can't reduce its damage with an enhance, can't reduce its speed with an enhance, and you're probably getting 2 speed, 2 damage already because of its blitz. That is incredibly powerful. We have Nonagon, a 3/5 with a 1 mid block and the Unique keyword. Enhance Sacrifice after an attack is played, seal it. So just like Wingnut's trying to seal foundations, which sealing, I should have explained at the beginning, means that attack has that ability, that card has no abilities. period. It's treated as being completely blank if it is sealed. So having the ability to turn off an attack and say that attack has no abilities whatsoever, no responses, no enhances, no blitzes, no statics, is incredibly powerful. Next we have Mikasa defeats the female Titan, a 2/4 with a 3 low block. Response flip, after you block an attack, that attack deals no damage. So even if you partial block, you're not going to take any damage. Even if it's a throw, you will take no damage. We have a Rifle Arm, a 2/5 with a 3 low block and the weapon keyword. Response commit, if this attack gets +2 or -2 speed. If it is the only attack in its owner's card pool, it gets +3 or -3 speed instead. So very good speed boost, also very good speed hate. We have Latent Skill, a 2/5 with a 2 high block. Enhance flip, discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards. So we just get to get rid of 2 cards that we don't think are going to be very useful and hopefully draw 2 cards that are useful. We have Cheerleader, a 2/5 with a 3 mid block. Response remove, spend 1 momentum. After an attack is played, it gains Flash. Flash is a static keyword ability that says skip this attack's enhanced step. So defensively, we can use this on a rival attack. They don't get access to any enhanced abilities. They don't get access to their blitz abilities. We go straight from responding to the attack being played, straight to the block step. So it's coming in for usually printed stats. Your rival can't do anything to boost it. Granted, you don't get to do anything to defend against it, but if it's an attack you're not really worried about, it just turns off the attack and goes straight to block step. Next we have Fearsome Transformations, a 1/5 with a 3 high block. Enhance flip, draw 1 card. If you have no momentum, you do have to discard a card. But as long as you have a momentum, this is just flip, draw a card, and that's really cool. And lastly, Neji-Rei-chan of the Big 3. This is a 1/5 with a 2 high block. Enhance, sacrifice 1 foundation. This attack gets +1 damage. If it is blocked, gain 1 health. So trying to do a little bit more damage, but if the attack is blocked, you get to gain a little health, which is a little bit of defense to this offensive card. And that's it. That is our last Day 0 build for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What do you guys think? What do you think of the set so far? As of filming and uploading, it's pre-release day. So I hope you guys are enjoying your pre-releases. Comment down below some cool pulls you've seen. Have you pulled a Chrome yet? I have not. I've still never pulled a Chrome, but thankfully my local Olin, who is a Chrome magnet, hasn't pulled a Chrome yet, so there's hope. But I'm excited, and I'm halfway through building my more competitive design for each of these characters, my leveled up builds, and I'll probably be doing that stream. I'm aiming for Wednesday of next week, which is today's the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, Wednesday the 13th. So Wednesday the 13th in the evening, probably around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., probably about 8 p.m. Central Time, Central U.S., whatever time I'm in. I will be doing a live stream on Twitch to go over my leveled up builds for these characters, which include more powerful and more expensive cards, and they include cards from pre-constructed decks, which could help out these characters a lot, because I tried to make these as new player friendly as possible, as easy to access as possible. So if you want to see these leveled up builds, go down in the description below, follow me on Twitch, and you'll be notified when I go live on Wednesday to talk about more powerful versions of these characters. So I hope to see you all there, and until then, take care guys.